Tucked away in the mountainous north coast region of California, the Headwaters Forest Reserve is cooperatively managed by the Federal Bureau of Land Management and the California Department of Fish and Game. The reserve was acquired in March 1999 to preserve the last unprotected large stand of old-growth redwood forest. The nearly 7,500-acre reserve includes more than 3,000 acres of ancient redwood groves, surrounded by a little more than 4,000 acres of previously harvested forest lands. The reserve is part of the National Landscape Conservation System, BLM system for protected areas, and includes some of the most remarkable landscapes in the nation. The reserve was established to conserve and study the land, fish, wildlife, and forest ecosystems, while providing public recreation opportunities. The redwood and Douglas fir forests provide habitat for threatened marbled murrelet and northern spotted owl. Both birds are listed as threatened under the Federal Endangered Species Act. The reserve streams provide spawning grounds for threatened steelhead trout, Chinook, and coho salmon. Restoration projects are underway to improve forestry health and wildlife habitats. Regular science-based monitoring of habitat and water quality enables BLM to assess restoration techniques and the effects on the watershed. BLM and the Department of Fish and Game are focused not only on protection and restoration, but on providing ecosystem-centered experiences for the public. The reserve is available for nature study, photography, interpretive walks, hiking, school and community outings to impart environmental knowledge and foster respect for nature. The Elk River Trailhead on the north end of the reserve is accessible by foot or bicycle for day use year-round. The Elk River Trail follows a relatively low, narrow stream corridor for about 3 miles, winding beneath a closed tree canopy, ending at a small old-growth redwood grove. The trail continues for another 5 miles to a larger redwood grove. This part of the trail is more arduous, with steep grades, and is restricted to hikers. A half-mile loop takes you through the grove for a total 11-mile round trip. Hikers should allow 4 to 6 hours to complete the trek. BLM works to preserve significant cultural resources, acquire information about past human activities, and offer ongoing interpretation to the public. About 1 mile from the Elk River Trailhead, points of historical interest mark the site where the town of Falk was located. The lumber town was founded in 1884 and operated through the 1920s by Noah Falk as the Elk River Mill and Timber Company. In 1937, due to the Great Depression, the mill shut down, and by the 1950s the town was abandoned. The subsequent owner of the area demolished most of the remaining buildings in the 1970s, but visitors can still search for faint traces of foundations and gardens. One remaining building, the historic train barn, has been relocated and renovated and will be the Headwaters Education Facility, which will focus on the history and natural resources of the reserve. The Salmon Pass Trail, in the southern part of the Headwaters Forest Reserve, is open for BLM-led guided hikes from May 15th through November 15th. The total hike is 2.5 miles. The first half mile passes through a young to mid-aged forest with views of restored watershed areas. The next 2 miles ascend through the 1,000-year-old redwood forest. This hike is moderately strenuous and takes 3 to 4 hours. This magnificent forest is part of your public lands. You are invited to come and enjoy the natural and historic values provided by this unique area, the Headwaters Forest Reserve. For reservations and driving instructions, contact the BLM Arcata Field Office at 707-825-2300.